Hello, everybody. This is StockerFinance. I'm your host, David Scheuer, and today I'm going to be talking about Snapchat and its recent surge in stock price related to its earnings, as well as some other stuff, and talk about some questions I've been asked, etc. So let's just go ahead and get into this little Snapchat analysis. All right, so first off, let's go over the stock price right now and just what's going on. It's pretty crazy. So during the coronavirus right now, you really aren't seeing many massive gains and increases in stock price, but Snapchat is up over 36%. It was actually down before earnings about 5%. After hours earnings, once they were released, it went up about 15%, and today it went up about another 15, or actually about 25% or so. Incredible. I mean, it's pretty ridiculous how fast it went up, and a lot of people are questioning this, saying, why is Snapchat up? They still aren't profitable. They're still losing money. And, a lot of people seem to be confused. They're like, Snapchat's, dead now. Everyone's using TikTok. Everyone's using Instagram. Who's even using Snapchat? Like, what the heck, right? And so I'm here to just clarify a lot of this stuff and explain why I'm actually bullish on Snapchat, why I think this price increase is very justified, and why I think the price may keep going up. This is all entertainment, by the way. I'm not a registered financial analyst or anything like that, or investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only and for just random information that you might want to know. But yeah, so anyways, let's just go ahead and take a look at the earnings preview here. So this is before the earnings were released. So anyways, the street kind of estimated that there would be an EPS of about negative 0.07 cents, and the consensus, which is still plus 20% year over year. And the consensus revenue was $418 million, which is plus 30% year over year. And basically what happened is they actually missed their EPS goal, or the estimate at least. So that was 0.07, and Snapchat actually got negative 0.08. Sorry, negative 0.07. Snapchat got negative 0.08. So they missed it by 1 cent, which I think in any other earnings report would be a bigger deal to a lot of the Wall Street investors, but they expected Snapchat to not be profitable, to lose money, to not do very good on their earnings anyways. The bigger part was, how is their ad revenue affected? Since the coronavirus hit, a lot of restaurants, a lot of places, shopping centers, etc., big companies even have shut down, and that means they've completely cut their advertising spending. Advertising spending is usually one of the first things that goes for a company when they need to cut spending. And so a lot of people were saying, okay, they're going to lose out on revenue huge this quarter because of that. And Snapchat actually destroyed revenue. They beat the estimates significantly. As I said, it was $418 million was the predicted amount for revenue, and they actually reported a revenue of $462 million. So they beat the revenue estimates significantly, which means their ad revenue is exceeding expectations. And again, that would still be a plus 30% year over year. So now it's even higher than that, around plus what is that? I'm not going to do the math there exactly, but anyways, what a lot of people were confused about is, why is it going up if they still weren't profitable? Well, Wall Street wasn't expecting Snapchat to be profitable this quarter. They were actually expecting them to do pretty terrible. They were expecting ad revenue to be down. They're expecting EPS to be down. They're expecting all of Snapchat's, financials to be worse than what they were previously, or what, they should be. And Snapchat outperformed that. The only thing they didn't do is they lost more money than what they thought. They got negative 0.08 cents instead of negative 0.07. But that 1 cent difference isn't really that big of a deal for Wall Street, who wasn't really expecting much from that. The ad revenue, the fact that they grew their daily users significantly, the fact that there's 20% more usage on Snapchat right now because everyone's locked in their homes using Snapchat, and just the fact that they can take advantage of that and still make even more money than what analysts predicted from ad revenue is a really significant thing for a social media platform, especially one that's still growing. Because if they can succeed in this type of market, then as they get out, as ad revenue increases, and as they implement new ways to advertise, I know they've had kind of trouble finding advertisers in the past and getting people to advertise on Snapchat, but it seems as if they've really found their niche audience here. And one thing that I think is going to be different between Facebook and Instagram compared to Snapchat, and I'll talk about the difference in the platforms in a second here, because a lot of people seem to be confused by the difference in platforms. But the difference in ads is Facebook and Instagram, even Twitter, seem to have a lot of ads from your average Joe, the average small business owner, someone advertising a random product online, Amazon ads, as in like someone selling stuff on Amazon and advertising their product on Facebook ads, etc. So you see a lot of these ads that are from smaller companies, smaller people, and all those have been pretty much wiped out because of the coronavirus. But Snapchat doesn't, those people don't really advertise on Snapchat. Snapchat gets much bigger companies that have, larger budgets to advertise on them. We see McDonald's ads all the time. We see ads for like Tinder and other dating apps, which are exceeding right now. More people are using them than ever since people want to still feel connected and talk to people. People are extremely bored at home. Other apps and video games, which are also succeeding right now. Disney Plus, even TikTok advertises on Snapchat, and a lot of people find that weird. But I'm going to tell you why in a second. That's not that weird. And overall, I don't think Snapchat's ads were really that affected by the coronavirus because of the type of advertisers that they get. The one thing I was worried about was, I guess, movies. Snapchat has a lot, and I've just noticed this from using the app. Snapchat has a lot of movies that advertise, a lot of studios that advertise their movies and upcoming releases on Snapchat. And so I thought those were going to be pretty much wiped out because the theaters aren't open right now. Same with a lot of like sporting events and stuff. ESPN can't advertise on Snapchat anymore. But it doesn't seem like that really affected it at all because all these others are probably increased their advertising spending. I'm sure Tinder, Bumble, a bunch of other just online web resources, etc. They're advertising on Snapchat. I know Kroger's been hiring a lot, so grocery stores actually, as well as McDonald's and fast food restaurants who maybe need some extra help because of a rush of, probably not McDonald's, but I would say I know at least around here, my grocery store, which is owned by Kroger, is called Fred Meyer, and as well as like Safeway, if you're familiar with that. I know the grocery stores are all named different things around the country. But anyways, Walmart also. They all need a lot of extra help right now since people are rushing to the grocery stores because they're the only place open right now. People wanted to stock up on stuff, etc. And the way they could hire people more effectively, since they know, a lot of people they hire are younger people between probably like 16 and 20 something, probably 22 years old, which is Snapchat's user base. So to hire people, instead of posting ads on Craigslist or on Angie's List, etc., they actually post a lot of ads to hire people on Snapchat. And it works really effectively. I've seen McDonald's do this in the past. I've seen Fred Meyer, owned by Kroger, so Kroger's been doing that. I've seen Walmart do it. And so to hire people, they post ads. And I've been seeing a lot more of those ads recently in order to get extra help. A lot of Amazon's been hiring a lot of workers right now. So Amazon's been posting ads on Snapchat to hire workers because they know all these college kids are home. High schoolers, don't have anything to do right now. And so they're going to hire workers through there. All right, so that's enough talking about the advertising and how Snapchat beat their earnings. I just kind of wanted to clarify that about why Snapchat's earnings and why, especially its ad revenue, exceeded expectations. So one thing I want to talk about really quickly is the fact that people get Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Snapchat really confused in terms of what they are. I don't know if those people just don't use the apps. Because if you use Snapchat, it's nothing like TikTok, nothing like Instagram, and nothing even close to Facebook. A lot of people have been saying Snapchat's doomed because TikTok's taking all their users. That's not true at all. TikTok and Snapchat are not enemies. They're not competitors at all. In fact, they're actually allies in this, if anything. This is why TikTok advertises on Snapchat. In the last earnings report, which was Q4, we saw Snapchat, a person, I forget the guy's name, but a random guy asked a question to the CEO. He said, hey, what do you think about TikTok? And why are you guys letting it advertise on your platform? He said, because we don't consider them competition. They're a completely different app. TikTok is entertainment for just quick viewing, etc. It's almost like a weird short version of, it's like, if you remember Vine, it's similar to Vine. And Vine isn't anything like Snapchat, and it's not really anything like Instagram, anything. It's short, I don't even know how to explain it. Short attention span entertainment, basically. Just something to pull up on your phone, scroll through, look through this really entertaining short little things, especially for people who have low attention spans. It's entertainment is what it is. Snapchat's not necessarily entertainment. It's more of a communication device. And I wish they'd advertised themselves more as that, but, Snapchat has Snapchat stories, which I understand is similar to Instagram and Facebook. After they copied Snapchat for that. And it has some entertainment in sorts of its news sources, etc. But the main point of downloading Snapchat, why kids download it, is to talk to each other in a unique way. These days, if you're a college kid, if you're a high school, you no longer ask for someone's phone number. You ask for their Snapchat. I know this personally. Asking for someone's phone number, especially like if I'm going to go up to a girl and say, hey, can I get your number or something? It's almost a little weird. It's almost sounds a little too formal. Asking for someone's Snapchat is a quick way. Just pop out your phone, they just scan the little QR code on your phone, boom, add it on Snapchat. Now you not only get to see their face by sending pictures, you can text, you can have group chats with people. It's a communications device. That's really what Snapchat is. So to sum this up, Snapchat is communications, TikTok is entertainment. Completely different. People download both and they keep both on their phone. They're not downloading one and deleting the other. They're keeping both on their phone. Now, one thing that I noticed some people were talking about is, and this is probably a little bit of more of a competitor to Snapchat, is OnlyFans, if you know what that is. It's basically people who post risky photos online, etc., and people can pay to see them. So I'm not going to explain too much what it is because I don't want to get my channel flagged or something. But if you want to research it, you can. Basically, Snapchat had Snapchat Premium, where people could you could pay someone and to get access to their premium, and you could then see their Snapchat stories, etc. But now that OnlyFans has been taking a lot of that, a lot of Twitch streamers, a lot of models, etc., who use this have been moving over to, or just famous people in general have been moving over to OnlyFans account. So that is one thing that I think is more of a competitor with Snapchat on that aspect. But that's just such a small part of Snapchat as a company that I really don't think it's that big of a deal. It's probably going to hurt them a little bit, but I actually wouldn't be surprised if Snapchat ends up buying or merging with OnlyFans in some ways. I think it would benefit them significantly to do that. We'll see if that ever happens. I don't know. But my other thing is, let's talk about Instagram and Facebook. So again, completely different apps. When you look at Instagram, also kids don't even use Facebook anyway, so Facebook's pretty much out of the equation. I don't know a single person my age who uses Facebook other than just to download games or for something that they are forced to download it, basically. It's completely irrelevant in kids age, 12 to, I'd say, even like 21 now, or 22. It's pretty much irrelevant. The bigger thing is Instagram, which people generally use Instagram to see someone's entire life. You want to see someone's entire life, what they've been up to. You want to see your friend that you haven't seen in a long time. Go look at their Instagram, check through what they're doing, what they're up to. Okay, it's a big status update almost. On Snapchat, you don't get that status update. On Snapchat, you really just see what they're up to either today, or you can message them and see and talk to them in a more unique way, in a much more personal way than just texting. And TikTok is just for short, quick entertainment. Like a YouTube for just quick, short entertainment, That's all it is, just an entertainment platform. There's no communication, there's no status update. That's all it is, just entertainment. So people generally will have Instagram, again, for a status update and to kind of connect with someone, follow someone like that. And then you have TikTok purely just for entertainment purposes. And then you have Snapchat for communication purposes. So you have, I guess, if I could break it down here, connection, you have entertainment, and you have communication. 3 necessary things kids want, or young people want. They want to know what someone's up to and what they've been doing for their life, or they want a little update on them to be connected. They want then a source of entertainment, because we have shortest attention spans, and we want to see something fun when we're bored, etc. And then we want to communicate with our friends. They're not downloading one of these apps and deleting the other 2. They're keeping all 3. That is my big point here. Anyways, I've rambled on for way too long about this. I hope all you boomers out there finally understand the difference between these 3 apps. All right, so now I kind of want to talk about how Snapchat could improve into the future. This is a interesting subject, and I'm just kind of brainstorming some ideas for Snapchat and the potential of what they could do. Because a lot of people, I think, see Snapchat and they say, well, what else could they expand upon? How are they going to become profitable eventually? And so, in my opinion, they are going to become profitable eventually. I think it's still going to take a little bit. I think it's still a couple quarters out, or maybe a few quarters, possibly a year or more. But I think they will eventually become profitable. I think in the past couple of years, they've been taking all that time to create entirely brand new ways to advertise. We're seeing the augmented reality way to sort of advertise with all the face filters, etc. And one thing you notice is that Snapchat is leading the charge on all these technologies, and then Facebook and Instagram come and copy them. So I think Snapchat's got a lot more in the bag here that they're not fully introducing in terms of ways to advertise. On top of this, Snapchat's advertisements do significantly better than Facebook or Instagram. The advertisements are much more integrated into the platform and are much more successful that way than just plastering an ad up on your screen like Facebook, or just plastering it into your feed like Instagram and Twitter. Snapchat, makes the ads fun, makes them interactive, make them something that is really a part of the user experience, which is a really interesting way. They do have some where if you're just looking at someone's story, a little video ad will pop up, but there's plenty of other ways, and I think they're going to come up with a lot of new ways. And I just don't think every company yet has realized the potential of Snapchat. And so I think if Snapchat did a little more in advertising themselves and making it easier for smaller companies to use and realize why they should advertise on Snapchat instead of other platforms, Snapchat will become profitable and will succeed because it's going to attract a lot more advertisers who are willing to pay more for a more successful advertising. All right, so next up, how could Snapchat innovate a little more? One thing I think they could add to just grow their user base a little more outside of the young base, because one thing I'm worried about is, I don't think this will happen. I think people will keep their Snapchats as we grow older. But at least for my age, when I, graduate from college, go into more people get jobs, etc. They're going to be working with older people. Those older people aren't going to be using Snapchat. So although they might still have Snapchat to Snapchat their peers, it might be easier just to text message everybody and email everybody. So if Snapchat can somehow implement a more professional aspect into its app, I think one thing it could implement is sort of I don't know. I think it might have to just make another app in terms of like Snapchat Business or something like that, similar to Slack or Zoom. It has a FaceTime built in. It has group chats built in, which it needs to expand the number of people in the group chats. And it has, it tried for a little bit to send money between people, but that didn't really work. I think people just don't trust Snapchat for sending money. They trust an individual app like Zoom. So if Snapchat could somehow expand to a more professional area, then I know this is kind of difficult and I'm just brainstorming, but I think it could succeed in getting an older audience to join Snapchat, not just younger audiences. So I think that's about all I have for this video. Anyways, Snapchat stock has just been climbing out of control. It's going to be really interesting to see if there's a sell-off coming up or not, or what happens with the stock price. But ignoring the stock price, my long-term vision regarding Snapchat, I am bullish. I think this company is going to succeed. I think it will be profitable one day. However, I think that day is still a little far out. But their daily active users continue to grow as more people, as more young people get phones. When the first thing a kid does when they get a phone is download Snapchat, Instagram, and TikTok. Now there's the 3 big apps. I hope this clear up for you out there who didn't know the difference between these apps and who thought Snapchat is dying or something weird like that. Anyways, I know I've rambled on for a long time here. This is StockerFinance. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.